So, welcome, guys. I'll be teaching you on setups, or the only setup you actually need to make you daily profit. Trust me, I've been trading this setup and I'm profitable on it. So I just want to share out of my experience and insights. You don't really need to be a pro. You don't really need to be that person who uses much of screens before you can make money. Just watch out for this setup on any time frame, and trust me, you'll be jiggy for the month. I personally have tested the system and it's trusted. So it's actually called manipulation setup. That is, there are setups whereby other traders or some other traders don't identify or don't understand, but I want you to understand it because I'm sharing it with you. So in a manipulation setup, just by the name, we all know manipulation is something we don't expect or something which is unfair in the market. Definitely this is an unfair market. There are constantly buyers and sellers in the market. So according to manipulation setup, we firstly want to identify a trend. Obviously this is bullish, so we want to constantly identify break of structures. Break of structures define a trend, right? So we all know, I've taught in the previous channel, this is really not how price delivers. So this is just an expected price delivery. There is liquidity put in motion and prototypes. So on a manipulation setup, we want to identify a particular trend, making this a bullish trend though. Now we want to study how price breaks structure. That's exactly what we want to study. We want to study the intent, the meaning of how price broke structure. So if price broke structure in an aggressive manner, that is the low which broke that structure, we assume it to be what? Protected, right? From the basic things I've taught. And if you don't understand up to this point, go back and watch the other videos I've taught on market structure. So this broke aggressively, we also want this to be protected. This broke aggressively, we also want all of these lows to be protected. Now there are instances where we have price deliver in a trickish manner, something like this will begin to make sense to you. This will now begin to make sense to you. Expect price deliver like so. This broke here, did this, quite a lot of things like this. So sometimes we see price actually deliver in this manner, and if we were to look at all the break of structure, we can identify this break, we can identify this break. There was a break here. Yes, we can identify this break also. So these are the three breaks in it. Now this is what I want you to look out for. These are the things I want you to look out for in either a bullish trend or a bearish trend. Now if you noticed, I labeled all of this FBOS. That is the meaning to that shorthand is actually fake. Sorry, this is actually a break of structure. It's actually a break of structure. Now if you study the intent at how price broke, we see that when price broke this particular structure, it broke it with intent, it broke it with aggressiveness, it broke it so much. That is to tell you that this low is very much protected. We don't want to see price break below this low again. But if we see when price did that, we had a retracement and price came back and broke structure again. But usually this break of structure occurs with a wick on the particular time frame that you are on. Usually this type of break of structure, this fake break of structure, occurs with a weak or less momentum. Are you with me? This particular thing occurs with a weak or less momentum. It takes out the previous high with less momentum. Now, if it takes out that previous high with less momentum, the low that sponsored that fake move is always going to be taken out before price is usually, not always, sorry about that, I'm not market maker, so is usually going to be taken out. I consider it liquidity and not protected. I consider that particular low liquidity and not protected. Now all of this begins to make sense. I consider that low liquidity before price moves in a particular direction. I consider it what? Liquidity. Now you begin to understand. Now when I say I consider it liquidity, I want price to come and take out that low before any form of movement. Now what do I say in mind? I said, number one, to identify a fake break of structure, it has to break with a wick. Just a wick. Price just needs to wick that previous high. And what do you put in mind? The low that sponsored, the obvious low, put that in mind. The obvious low that sponsored that break of structure, the fake one, is always going to be taken out. Now you see why all of this begins to make sense. Then price normally should come and utilize an order block in this zone for its actual movements. Now something interesting again, price does this. Sorry, this was not drawn well into prototype. Yeah, we have this. Now you can see this. Now see, sorry, I think I made a mistake. It was drawn well. Yeah, so the same way we see price intent around here. Now we see immediately after this was taken, it came and it did what? Now all of this will begin to make sense. Now when it came, it did break what? It broke with intent right now. So immediately price has satisfied the fake break of structure. Now it now comes back to break with intent. Now if it breaks with intent, this becomes what? This becomes a proper break of structure. ASAP, this becomes a break of structure. It's nothing fake because the fake has been satisfied. So it came down, took out that low that caused it, and you see price delivered and broke with intent. Very bodily break. Now you see the reason why this low is now a very protected low. You see the reason why this low is very protected. Yes, very protected. Now immediately price broke, or as you can see, I identified it as a fake one. So what are you expecting if this is a fake? I'm expecting the low that sponsored this fake move to be taken out, and this is it. It might just be a wick just below that low. So immediately it's taken out. What do I expect? I expect price to go back and continue to deliver in whatever form it has been delivering. So you can see this low that caused that fake move is what? Fake, or sorry, it's considered liquidity. So unless price comes back and take that low, price is not ready to move anywhere. So obviously this is good. So now you understand this concept. Watch out for this move. Just identify the trend, watch out for the move, and you see wonders happen. So let's hop onto the chart and let's see. So if we're to identify this particular trend, we should see that we are what? Bullish. Okay, if we identify this trend, we see we are bullish. So let's see if there was any trade we actually could catch in this place. Usually this happens on any time frame though, any time frame. So obviously on this time frame there's not really, all structures broke with intent, and yeah, all structures broke with a good intent. So there is nothing really to explain from this particular time frame. Usually I trade the lower time frame, so it occurs very well in the lower time frame. So in as well as we know, this is a bearish move. I'm just looking for a perfect way to explain this. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is one perfect example. Now we see the fact that price continues to break structure. Yeah, Now can you see immediately this I was taken out? What's this? This is fake, guys, because what? Price just wicked it. Price only wicked it. So obviously this is an FBOS, fake break of structure. Now where is the immediate low that sponsored this break? To me, this is the immediate low that sponsored the break. Exactly. That's it. So if this is the immediate low that sponsored this particular weak break, then what do I expect? I expect price to come back and do something like this. Until price takes out this low, I'm ready to go anywhere. So this all begins to make sense now. So until price takes out this low, I'm not ready to do anything. So let's check for a little more examples. So we see price originally wicked this. No, this is not a clear example. Sorry about that, guys. I'm looking for a good structure to explain very well. So if we were to explain, let's assume we're on the lower time frame. I don't know, I'm just checking. So immediately price broke this high, which I'm guessing is with a wick. Yeah, obviously with a wick. So where is the immediate low that sponsored it? If you can see it, this wick actually wicked here. So this was the low that sponsored that move. So this low becomes what? Liquidity. So if this low becomes liquidity, can you see price took it out, properly respecting the next order block just below it? And you see price used it, and it used it to deliver to the next place. So let's see if the next one was a fake. Do we have a fake? The price, nah, there was nothing here. Price broke with intent, very clear intent, very clear intent. So the same thing here, if you were on the lower time frame observing this break of structure, you would have seen this was wicked. If this was wicked, this is obviously what? A fake. So if this is a fake break of structure, what do you expect? The low that caused it, this is actually the low that printed that fake break of structure. The immediate low that printed it, the nearest low that printed it, that was it. So it's considered liquidity, and price tends to come back and what? Respect the other block under it, which is this. So you see price used it to deliver to higher prices. Can you see that? Simple as fuck. Just establish a trend. Let's even go to a random pair if you think I'm lying about this, guys. So let's just go to a random pair and we're back in a minute. Sorry. Let's just go to a random pair. Let's just go somewhere, type anything, anything. Let's just see. It works on any market. Let's just see EUR, anything. EUR something. Pick a pair. I'm not seeing something good. Well, let's just pick anything. So let's see if it works or not. So EUR, let's see the charts of this. No, not a clear chart. We cannot use this. Sorry, this chart is lowerly traded. So let's just see USD something. USD JPY. Okay, let's see that. Let's see USD JPY. Let's see what it has to give. So obviously we're in a clear downtrend, but what I told you to calm down and watch out for your setup. I always tell you, calm down and watch out for your setup, observing each break. This broke with what? Intent. This broke with intent, so there is no trade to take there. The next break happened like this, just like so. This is fake. This wicked it. Can you see after me, or can you see with me? The next the next break occurred with a wick. So if this occurred with a wick, what's that telling you? Obviously this is what? Fake. So if it's fake, where is the low that sponsored this? This is it. Sorry, the I in this bearish scenario, this was the I. This is liquidity. The immediate I that sponsored that break, this is it, and it is obviously what? Liquidity. So if it's liquidity, what do? We pick just the other block above it, and you see how price magically delivers, protecting probably the high there. So you see price delivers, and you can just target the low. Now the same thing occurs again. Let's see, price broke it with, don't forget we established the trend already. We are bearish here. Price broke this with intent, so there is nothing to do. We just wait We just watch, we wait, and we watch. Watch out for your setup, then you strike. Price broke this, not with a wick, with a body, with intent. There is nothing to do. So let's see the next break. Obviously, yes, there's something to do here. So price broke this. This is very interesting. So you see price broke this with a wick. So what's that telling you? It's telling you this is a fake break of structure. Very fake. So if it's a fake break of structure, what I printed this low, that I becomes what? Liquidity, and not a protected thing. Can you see? Price will always come back to take it, always, and you just pick the other block there. This was the other block, although looking like price failed it, but obviously that is the other block in that range. So I expect price to use this after clearing liquidity. So what do? I just wait for my setup to play out by doing what? Taking this, protecting that eye, and we expect price to run to the next low. I'm sorry. So we just expect price to run to the next low, and you see these things happen everywhere. It happens every time, every good time. Now let me even bust your brain. You see why this eye was not taken out immediately? It was because price came ahead and printed another fake break of structure right here. Price printed fake one. Where was the eye? Obviously this was the eye. So price just did what? Took out that eye, respecting that other block. And can you see, if you sold from here, protecting this eye, just to take out this low, obviously you see price respected the setup, even though it was not a win trade. This market is not an holy grail. It was not a win trade, but to some point we got a pretty good trade off of it, a pretty good one off of it. And now you understand the setup. Identify a trend, look for the fake break of structure within the trend, look for the eye that sponsor, or the eye or the low that sponsor the fake break of structure, tag it as liquidity, pick the other block just above, sitting above or just below it, and trade. Simple. This setup will make you millions, trust me. Just use it, study it, back test it, use it very well. Okay, goodbye guys. This is Signal Spark YouTube channel. Subscribe for more videos, and please do drop your comments on likely things you would want us to teach about, because we value your replies and we value your comments and honest reviews about it. We also value your progress. We value everything about it. So subscribe to this channel. Stay jiggy. We want you to make millions out there, so stay jiggy. Goodbye guys.